Hey everybody, it's your boy Jorge Bravo here. I'm telling you guys that you want to check out the 3 Count podcast. It's pretty awesome. Thanks. Have a good one.
What's going on, everybody? So this is the 3 Count podcast review of AEW Dynamite from August 5th, 2020. So I'm your host, Clifford Red Dog Miller, repping the beautiful Derby Doll, Lane Rosario. So if you guys don't know, you guys can actually go. Today's the last day that you can actually go to prowrestlingtees.com/the 3 Count podcast. Type in the word summertime and the promo code summertime. Get yourself 20% off of any of our merch. So please go on there, get that checked out. You can get the OG shirt. You can actually get the 3 Count podcast shirt. And then, you can get the catchphrase shirt, because it's cool. All right, so let's get down his roster right now. First, as we like to introduce him, he is 1,000 years old. He makes Dracula look like a teenager. He is the guy who's owed more money than Bill Gates and Elon Musk and Jeff Bezos has combined. This man just, stands on a perch all day and caws at people. Give it up for the supervillain, Damien Fatale.
Jesus, I want my money. Just saying. I'm going back one way or another.
Last but not least, he is the man. He's the youngest member on this squad. He thinks he's Sly, but he just might be. I know him as Q. Everyone else calls him JJ, but everybody on this show, we call him Napster. Give it up for the one, the only Napster.
I like to thank the sidewalks for keeping me off the street. Dangerous times going on. We got Revolutionary War Part 2 going on outside, so make sure you're locked and loaded. Chitty, chitty, murder everything. That's all from me.
So we're going to actually talk about AEW. The AEW's got their women's tag tournament going on, Deadly Draw. It actually started Monday on YouTube, so if you guys didn't know, you guys can actually go there, check it out. Our first match that we had, so if you guys don't know how the Deadly Draw works, the women come up, they pull a poker chip out of their bag, and then whatever color they match up with somebody else, that's who they get. So the first person that was last week on AEW Dynamite. We saw Nyla Rose draw a purple chip, I think it was, and we found out that her partner was Ariana Andrew. You guys would have known her as Cameron on WWE. She was a Funkadactyl, if you guys remember that. That was so long ago. But when we jumped onto this episode, we actually saw Penelope Ford draw a blue chip, which led her with Mel. If you guys don't know who Mel is, Mel got brought in when they had that Nightmare faction, the Nightmare family with, is that what it was called? I don't know. It was weird
like that.
with with Brandy Rhodes. But anyway, so we had Mel, and then we had the Nightmare Sisters, actually, because one of them may have cheated and looked inside and picked out a red poker chip. So we got the Nightmare Sisters versus Penelope Ford and Mel, and in this match, I thought it was a decent match. I don't know how you guys felt about it. Nightmare Sisters did win, so we were kind of like, cool, kind of expected that to happen, especially because they've been kind of building the women's tag division up themselves. So if you don't know, Brandy Rhodes as well as Allie, that's the Nightmare Sisters. They're working together. That's who ended up getting the win. So what do you guys think of the match if you guys happen to check it out?
You want me to go first?
Sure.
Typical. The VPs always win. Do I need to say any more? I think they booked themselves over more than Idol does. And that is a problem.
Damien, how'd you feel about it?
I'm gonna have to agree with them on that one. It was, it was a typical match, man. It was typical of them. They're probably gonna end up winning the whole entire thing.
Mm-hmm.
I really hope not. And the reason why is because
all right, here I go.
No, I really don't want them to, because this next match, right, as we mentioned, Ariana Andrew or Cameron and Nyla Rose were up next, and Anna Jay drew a light blue chip, and that chip led to us to a Tay Conti. Some of you guys might remember Conti from NXT. She was a rising star. I really liked her. I don't care what anybody has to say about it. So Tay Conti and Anna Jay from the Dork Order decided that they were going to be a team, and this match was actually really good, man. I'm really high on this match. I went back, I watched it probably like 3 or 4 more times, man, just to kind of see if I really dug it, man. It stuck out each time. So to me,
nothing.
I think it's a great match.
No,
I don't know how
I
you
think I
guys
already
felt
did
about
this
it.
part.
And we got the upset, man. So Nyla Rose gets bounced in the first round.
No, it's nothing's happening. I shoot it.
Andrew got pinned.
It's nothing.
And when Andrew got pinned,
like I said, I think I just need to go fight the boss. It just tells me to slay whatever her name is.
So, how'd you guys feel?
My bad.
I don't like the Dork Order. I hate them. I despise them. Do you want to know why I despise them?
Why do you not like Anna Jay being in the Dark Order?
It's stupid. the Dork Order, the Dank Order. I call them the Dank Order because they're just a bunch of danks. It's stupid. Brody Lee is the only cool thing about it, but he's not really that cool either.
But we're not talking about that. We're talking about Anna Jay. We're talking about Anna Jay and Tay Conti. That team is lit. I don't care what anybody says. I'm with it.
It's okay.
Whatever.
The match all right. It's cool.
Look, man,
I'll give it like a 7. It was not bad. It wasn't good. It was all right.
It's passable. I'm down with it.
I enjoyed it regardless.
Right.
Like, I don't know. It was weird. I actually enjoyed it for I think it's just because the Elite was getting their asses beat. I think that's maybe why I enjoyed it.
That's also very true.
I think if the Elite had won that match, considering what happened, then I would have hated it.
So that's Damien's opinion on the 12-man match, and we'll just jump right into AEW Dynamite. So, as you heard him, right? So it was the Elite. We had Hangman Page as well as Kenny Omega, the Young Bucks, and FTR versus the Dark Order. That was our opening match on Dynamite. So yeah, you know what? I think the right team won. I just found it crazy that Hangman Page was the guy who took the pin, especially since we haven't seen him take a pin since. What, Jericho? Jericho beating him at All Out last year? Is that the last time? That's the last time I remember him taking a pin.
That's forever.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. It's been a long time since he's been beat, and taking a pin. So I was like, oh, okay, that's just what we do. So, I liked the match. I thought it was great. And yeah, so how'd you guys feel about it?
All right, I'm gonna start it off. It was better than last week.
My bad.
It was way better than last week. I like the different storytelling that they were telling throughout the match. I like the different storytelling. I'm glad that the Dork Order, the Dank Order, actually won a match, okay? Because they've been a joke, an absolute joke. More of a joke than the women's division up in AEW, but that's beyond that point. So I'm glad that the Dank Order finally won a match. So yeah, that's my opinion. I think it was better than last week, and it was good storytelling. So I like good storytelling because that's what I like about wrestling. Is it's good storytelling. It was cool. The Hangman taking the pin was just kind of weird. I didn't expect it, but I'm glad he took a pin,
Yeah, I found it crazy too because there was other conversations happening when we saw Hangman having a problem with the Young Bucks, obviously Kenny having problems with FTR, and then it always seems like that's the problem is that they're never on this they're never on the same page. The Elite's never on the same page, right? But then you have the Dark Order, and I kind of feel like that's probably why the Inner Circle probably should have won the Stadium Stampede because they're a unit, they work together, whereas everybody else is kind of just a bunch of individuals thrown into a faction and so cool. And to an extent they are, right? I'll give you some credit. But the Dark Order is a faction, they work together, but unfortunately a bunch of the guys just get crushed. And thanks to Brody Lee. Thanks to Brody Lee, they come out with a win. So good job for the Dark Order. So Next up, we move into the best friends who arrive in Trent's mom's minivan. I'm not even gonna lie, I do kind of dig this though. Not that we need to talk about that. It's just they arrived. We then got Jon Moxley's promo, where he came talking about how Darby Allin actually reminds him of a younger, Jon Moxley, or I don't know, Dean Ambrose. I don't know. I'll mention that anyway. But Jon Moxley talked about how Darby is like a younger him, and that he would like try to talk to him about how to slow down. And he's like, "Well, of course you won't listen to me because I wouldn't listen to me." So it is what it is. But I thought it was a solid promo, man. I really liked it. What did you guys think?
That promo was FANT. I'm trying. I can't spell. ASTIC. Is that how you spell fantastic?
I just feel like this
Wow.
is a fail.
And you're the one that's still in school.
Hey, no one said that I had to pass just by spelling fantastic.
Man, you you can't even spell Fosachi. Yes, I can. F-O Sachi. That's essentially what I heard right here.
But
Oh,
yeah,
no,
I mean
no,
the
no.
promo was really good though. So, yeah, Mox knows how to do a good promo, and I felt invested in the match. So, I thought it was a great promo. It was cool because it didn't shoot down Darby at all. It kind of uplifted him in a way. So it's cool.
Yeah.
I enjoyed it for what it was. I enjoyed it.
Yeah, his promo actually was like really, really well done, like you said. After that, we had Santana Ortiz versus the Best Friends. I thought this match was pretty solid too. It was a great match.
Oh yeah.
Best Friends came out with a win. That's good for them. I feel like that's I don't know. I kind of want Santana and Ortiz to win because I want to see them kind of compete for the titles. But obviously, there's other stories that are kind of leading to bigger things. So it is what it is.
I think they got the winners right. I think Best Friends, they're kind of getting over on me. I'm starting to really enjoy Best Friends.
Yeah.
I like their entrance. Their entrance is what sells them for me. With the mom and it just I think it's unique and it's different. It may be a little bit stupid, but it's growing on me.
Yeah, Damon, how'd you feel about the Best Friends?
He's a fucking mama's boy. That it was God. Okay, so of course I wanted Ortiz and Santana to win because they don't like the Best Friends really. Not a big fan. This whole mom thing, I just think they're bitches. Just saying. Like,
it's unique. It's stupid but unique.
Yeah, uniquely gay. And not the good kind of gay. So I apologize to any of the homosexuals in the world. I apologize for grouping them with you, but I'm not talking about that kind of gay.
Then it's not that bad. It's not that bad. Like, they could be bad, but it's not that bad.
They're mama's boys. Like, I can't do it. Sorry.
So next up, we had MJF's headquarters. Right, he walked in, talked about the numbers and stuff like that. It was I thought it was cool. I'm not gonna lie, I popped, especially when MJF was talking to his numbers person, was like, either smile or get out. He's like, I'm always like cracking up at like the stupid stuff that MJF says, and this was one of them. So it was what it was. What'd you think of it, JJ?
Here's what I'm going to say. If MJF doesn't win the title, there's going to be a problem.
I say we rank it.
Yeah, I think there's going to be a problem. Like, nothing against Mox because his title reign just happened to happen in, the pandemic. So, you can't really judge really on how, good or well the crowd is, responding to it, to his reign. But his reign hasn't been all that good, even though the fact still remains that his reign is going through a pandemic. So it's kind of hard. It's kind of hard to judge his title reign. But
I have to go through Facebook. Like, you have to go through like Twitter and like Instagram.
Yeah.
You have to go through social media and like figure out how like people are reacting to it.
yeah, but MJF, he's the hotter guy right now, and I think as like his promo work has been on point. So if MJF doesn't win, I'm gonna be really upset.
You riot. That's all it takes.
Facts. Facts. But yeah, his promo was really, really good. I like the whole presidential angle and how they're like, taking bits and pieces from our own little election and
What would you
using
call
it.
it's not a little election, okay? It's an election, okay? It's our president election.
Yeah,
For
our
those of you who
presidential
live outside the
election.
country and don't know what we're talking about, we're about to vote for our next leader of the free world.
Yeah. Fun.
So let's move on. Next up, we have Matt Hardy led a promo talking about how he's kind of like getting rid of the universe because, it's not being received well. Fans really kind of have not like taken it in the way he wanted to. So he listens to the fans, and AEW listens to their fans, and they just decided to bring Matt Hardy just as Matt Hardy, which I'm not against. I can appreciate that. So I was very in tune to it. But then like he brought out the fact that Sammy Guevara has kind of like, pushed him around, kind of betrayed him a little bit. So, he's willing to like fight him now. And then I guess we're running a promo with them. So
Oh God.
actually, and then he got the chair thrown at him. He was busted wide open, and Sammy Guevara did like the crazy flip off the stage and onto a table, which was, where Matt was, and that's how the segment kind of ended. It was crazy, but I liked it. So, Dane, what did you think of it?
Sammy Guevara should quit wrestling. He's way too reckless. That was just okay. The promo, it was but it was like once they started fighting, like Sammy Guevara looked like he was like fresh out of training school. Like, who throws an open chair at another man's head like that? What the fuck?
Honestly, who throws a shoe?
Like, well, see, sure, I would have understood a lot better. But like, if I was Matt Hardy, I would have got up and whooped his ass. Like, fuck selling, he would have got an ass whooping. Just saying. I'm just putting it out there. That was reckless. And
Was it
then
open chair or was it a leg that caught him? I think
it was the leg that caught him. But then make matters worse, the fucking dive that he did off the stage, he could have broke his fucking neck. He landed on his neck and his shoulder. What the
Yeah.
fuck was that? Like, what move was that supposed to be?
I don't know, but that was a 720 twister or whatever the hell it was. I'm not gonna lie, man. I thought it looked cool.
No, it looked cool, but the way he landed just made me cringe.
Oh yeah,
Like,
definitely.
it was like, dude, you could have legitly killed yourself.
Yep.
Just to make something look good.
What's your thoughts, JJ?
I don't mind like the different personas of Matt Hardy. Like, I don't mind.
Oh,
Yeah, I don't mind him, but the best persona of Matt Hardy is the broken gimmick. I understand why it's not, why they're not using it, because there's no fans, and like the broken gimmick feeds off of the fans. It feeds off of the fans. Even back in TNA, the reason why it got so hot was because of the fans and like the different, and all that. So I understand why they're not doing it yet until they get fans back, which is fine. The promo was fine. I hope Matt's okay. Okay.
was it? No, I heard 13 stitches. Was that?
Jesus Christ.
I think that's what I heard.
13 stitches on some bullshit.
Dude, the dude was bleeding like he was Ric Flair. Like, oh my God. That was
blood or was that his hair?
I don't know.
It was blood.
It looked like blood.
All right, so next thing we had up, man, Santana and Ortiz destroyed the best friends, Trent's mom's van. That poor minivan did nothing, man. It did nothing to those guys, and They destroyed it. And you know what? Trent's mom is going to ground Trent because of it. Okay? It's not fair. And we found out later they stole the wheels. I was like, what did that van ever do to you guys? Seriously. Can we get a moment of silence for the van?
Screw that van.
All right.
Dumb.
Look, I thought that part was funny. I would have done the same thing if I lost to the best friends. I would have blew that bitch up. It would have been nothing but a frame.
Stupid.
No, don't tell me. Don't get me wrong. It was dumb, but I would have did it too if I lost to the best friend. Yo, fuck Stu.
Sue is innocent in this, okay? Sue is a saint, okay? Put that evil on her. So next up we had was the Dark Order, which was the last remaining members of the Dark Order. Was it 3 and 4? I forget what their names are. I just know them by their face. Versus Cody and Matt Cardona. So Twitter has not been kind to Matt Cardona. And neither was Anthony, who was a previous guest on our show. Yeah, radio silence. That's what we're calling it now. It's no longer, not the Rough Rider. Radio silence. That's what we're calling it now. Look, I'm gonna be honest, man. I thought Matt did a great job. I liked the match. I don't know if I can't remember if I ranked it or not. What I did like about it though was Cody. Cody did a great job. They had that crazy spot where they were spilled out with the vertical suplex. But I thought Matt did a great job selling a lot of offense and then finally getting back in. I know originally, if you guys were watching Being the Elite, they said that they were going to put him in a squash match, but I thought Matt and Cody did a great job in this match, and I liked seeing Matt. So hopefully they can keep building on the momentum for him. What about you guys?
That match, okay, I knew what it was supposed to be, but they had way too much trouble from those midgets. That's what they were compared to them. Fucking midgets.
And by the way, Anthony is watching us live right now and just talk about how Matt Cardona sucks. So cool. Anyway, JJ. I'm sorry, Damien, what were you saying?
I mean, he's still Zack Ryder, just a bit bigger. He's been I don't know, doing something while he was on quarantine. I mean, what else was he supposed to do besides lift weights?
Just lift weights. That's all he needs to do. I kind of hope that Matt develops a new finisher. I know that the radio whatever Rough Rider, it is what it is, man. But I need him to develop something new. So there was a sequence that he got hit with, right, where eventually he got hit with a power bomb, and then they turned into a pin with another guy. It was cool. I really appreciated seeing Matt with offense. But I guess for me, when you do the hot tag, I expected to see a lot of fire from Matt, and I felt like I just got Zach. And maybe it's a problem because he was in WWE for so long. It just kind of
I mean, that could be it.
That's who I saw. But if I guess develop a whole new moveset and come in with a new moveset, and it would have definitely benefited him. JJ, what's your thoughts?
The Dank Order. You know what they remind me of? I'm gonna use a reference here. So think about Spider-Man: Homecoming, right? You have the Vulture, that's Brody Lee. Then you had those two different Shockers, and then the Tinker, and all those little goons. That's the Dank Order. They're props, basically. Just use them to get squashed. That's what I personally just have them get squashed because they're a joke. Anyway, the match, it was cool. It was cool. The spot that what's this? Suplex, was it?
Yeah.
It was cool. It was. I liked it. It was really good.
Yeah, it was like a powerbomb into a German suplex into like a float over pin. Like I liked it. I was like, yo, that's a great sequence by a Dark Order.
Yeah, it was cool. But like, it was solid. I'll say that it was solid.
Yeah,
that'll be my final words on it. It was solid. I know what they're trying to do. Hopefully, they can execute it right. But I don't have faith.
Yeah, I'm gonna be honest. I think Matt Cardona, like, unfortunately for him, man, like, I don't know, man. He really needed a singles match to really kind of showcase, and I think Cody could have done that instead of just like had him in a tag match. So as Cody and Matt Cardona are celebrating, Cody's walking out, and we see Scorpio Sky show up and just stare at Cody's TNT Championship. And I'm not gonna lie, I want that match. Like, I want it like next week.
See, I don't mind seeing that.
I didn't either. I liked it.
Yeah, it'll be cool. It'll be a cool match until Cody gets the shovel and proceeds to bury and bury.
Oh my God, man.
And bury.
So
hey, he's part of the Shovel Club, man.
Of course.
Burial Squad.
So once we have all that kind of wrap up, we go to the best friends, and they arrive to the trashed van. And, you know, we've already set our moment of silence for Trent's mom's van. It is what it is. It is deceased. It's gone. Wheels were taken, spray paint, everything. It was just destroyed. Also, why did they have cameras inside the van as it was getting destroyed?
I don't know. That was stupid.
Security reasons, maybe?
Well, how did they get the feed to that, though? Wouldn't Trent's mom have it? Yeah,
That's
gay. That really wasn't her van. They bought a brand new van and destroyed it and wasted money that they don't got.
Yeah, it is what it is. So we go to commercial break. We come back from commercial break, and what did we get? The great debate of 2020. With our special moderator returning. I'm back and better than ever. Eric Bischoff, man. Like, let's be real, man. Seeing Eric Bischoff awesome. On AEW, what they say it was the first time in like 20-something years that Eric Bischoff had been on TNT. I was like, bruh, that is ridiculous.
That was the best part about the whole situation. Just putting that out there.
No, man, the best part of the whole situation was when Eric Bischoff introduced Orange Cassidy and went out to go shake his hand, and Orange Cassidy was just like and then we got Orange Cassidy came out, Chris Jericho, and then the debate started. Was it 5 questions were asked? Question 1 was like, why don't they like each other? Jericho went on this big rant. Orange Cassidy didn't say anything. Second question, you know, why is Chris Jericho so popular? Whatever. He's a demigod. Orange Cassidy didn't say anything. Next, we got a question about rising tides in the ocean's rising tides, in which Jericho was like, this doesn't have anything to do with wrestling. And, Orange Cassidy proceeded to just talk about rising waters. And apparently this is the thing that he does, like, on other people's shows when he's, like, reviewing movies. And then I didn't know that till recently. But, yeah, it was what it was. But then we eventually get great conversations kind of going on. And, you know, Cassidy at the end of the debate kind of let everybody know, like, what he's all about. And then he got his ass kicked by Jake Hager and Chris Jericho. Best Friends came out, saved Orange Cassidy. But then, you know we have a match next week with Orange Cassidy versus Chris Jericho. So I'm going to ask JJ, what do you think of the segment?
I wish Idol was here. Do you want to know why? Because he says Tony Khan is too nice, right?
Yeah.
Now Tony Khan looks like a hypocrite. Because in April, he called out Bischoff. Yes, he did. I remember. He called out Bischoff and said he won't use his business practices So we filed some hypocrisy in Tony Khan.
Well, wait a minute. Okay, so he doesn't use his business practices. He never said he wouldn't use Eric Bischoff as a character on the show.
Doesn't matter. He threw shade at Bischoff.
Okay.
Doesn't matter.
Okay. It is what it is.
It doesn't matter. He threw shade at Bischoff, and I wish Idol was here because he would finally be happy that there's hypocrisy in Tony Khan.
Oh my gosh.
Because he keeps saying he's too goddamn nice. And that he is. Except for Dad when he tried to run the Jaguars, but that's another different story.
Listen, we don't listen about the Jaguars. We don't care about them. Next.
Yeah, I mean, they might as well be called the London Jaguars, but that's beyond the point. The little debate thingy, I felt like, didn't they just do this with MJF in a way? I know it's like sort of different, but sort of the same in a way, but it's like, Yeah, the presidential, they're taking ties from the election, so that's what I mean.
Yeah. No, I can agree with that. Is that it's like I don't like the whole. I don't know, man, because MJF like doing the stage thing with like him with a podium, acting like he's presidential. Like that's one thing, but then like having the presidential like debate stage. I guess I wasn't turned off by it by any means, but I definitely didn't think like it was like all that cool. You know what I mean?
I didn't like it. If that was the case, then I would turn on the TV and go on CNN and watch debates.
Be honest,
with
you don't watch CNN anyway.
Oh yeah, I don't watch CNN. It's a bunch of fake news. Say that.
It was garbage.
But yeah, I thought it was. I thought it was. The only thing that was cool was Orange
part about it. That was one of the best parts of it, and I gotta give it to Orange Cassidy. That promo that he cut was pretty good. Pretty good. It was alright.
Yeah. At least we get to learn more motivation and stuff.
Yeah, no, I mean, like the fact that he said if he lose to him, you know, it'd be an embarrassment, which it would.
Yeah.
So, but like the whole debate thing was just fucking dumb. Like, why? Why did you have to do that? What was the purpose of that? Like, I get it. Jericho was trying to embarrass Orange Cassidy, but I mean, Orange Cassidy should be embarrassed because he's alive. So, like, his mom should have definitely been part of Team Swallow.
Oh my God.
Take one for the team. But hey, what do I know?
Oh, so we move on to the next segment, which was probably the shortest segment and the most embarrassing segment. And by embarrassing, I mean I cannot believe like this was something that AEW would do. So we got a 4-minute squash match with the women of AEW, which it was only, you know, it started off promising with Britt Baker, like talking about how if Big Swole could be the person of her choosing, then she would get a match with her at All Out. But what we ended up seeing was, you know, she picked Reba. Reba got in the ring. And for those who don't know, Rebel is an amazing wrestler, but she was supposed to act like she didn't know what she was doing. And she just got fluky offense. But it made Big Swole look really bad in the sense that she's getting beat by someone who doesn't know how to wrestle. Like, what? It was wild. But she was getting beat. She took a lot of offense from Reba, but then ended up winning with a forearm, which was crazier. It was what it was. The match itself, though, not good, and I was very kind of disappointed that this was the only women's segment that we were going to get on the whole show. Damian, what was your thoughts?
Garbage. The worst 4 minutes of my life. I think I would have rather watched the live abortion.
Wow.
I'm just saying, it was bad. It did nothing, like you said, for Big Swole. Not a damn thing. Like, I feel so sorry for her.
I feel like, if anything, it really hurt her more.
It did. It's like, really, you had trouble with somebody that sucked. And you expect to face Britt Baker. Like,
right. But then
yeah,
and I think the other problem, though, is if you get offense on Britt, right? So you're going to have to give they're gonna have to give Big Swole another match to kind of show like, hey, like I can be dominant too. Because if she goes into the match at All Out with Britt Baker and starts beating her and wins, it not only makes her look bad, it makes Britt Baker
look bad.
It does.
Yeah, JJ, what's your thoughts, man?
You see my glasses? I tilted it. Alrighty, listen up. This was dumb. This was stupid. This was a waste of time. I'd rather watch paint dry. I would rather have my daughter in a studio with R. Kelly
Ooh.
than see this ever again.
Ooh. Sorry, what I
If
said
we don't
was
get
horrible.
canceled, we are getting so canceled because of you guys.
Ooh,
This
that
was
mine was
horrible.
bad.
This
It was
was
bad.
terrible. This was infuriating. It just goes back to what we keep saying. AEW's women's division has no direction. It's clear as day where the money can be made. It's clear. All you gotta do is just put on a good product. Because the women aren't trash. They're good. They're really good. I think that's what makes it worse. They're actually really good and talented. And like Cliff and Damian said, Big Swole, this does nothing for Big Swole. This makes it way worse. And it's
By the way,
yeah.
Anthony wants you to apologize for what you said about leaving your daughter with.
Okay, yeah, I apologize. Yeah, I was making a Chisel the Daughter's joke. But
That's
yeah.
not good. No, because like.
Yeah, I know. Yeah,
That is pretty horrible.
I would never leave my daughter with
yeah,
Kelly.
yeah,
Hell no.
yeah. I
fuck him
apologize.
up.
That was a terrible comment. That was a horrible comment.
I will fuck R. Kelly up if he's better than that.
I think what it is though, you're right, man. It's just that there's so much talent on the women's roster, right? And you could look at
somebody made a comment.
and you could just start naming women off that are really good. And the problem though that we're seeing though is that they're just being put in like these like terrible storylines, not terrible storylines, terrible positions on the card. Like next week, right? So actually, we'll talk about this right now. So they run down the card for next week. Next week is Tag Team Appreciation Day, right, for AEW Dynamite. But the problem is that you have this women's draw tag team tournament going on right now, and no women are being featured for the show. Like, come on, man. Like, there should be something there, right? We should have some women's matches. Like, where was Sheeta? Like, why wasn't Sheeta on the show? Like, when I think about it, right, we had the AEW title on, the TNT title on, we had the tag titles on, but then the women's title, like, we literally just did, like, this Passover shot, and she's, like, in the crowd celebrating. Like, now, I get it if we're going to see her on Dark. Sure, maybe, but why not just feature her on the show? She's your champion. Like, feature her on the show. Like, I don't know. I just get mad with it.
AEW Dark is terrible too, so.
It is horrible.
It's just because it's predictable, man. That's just the problem. Except for, you know what? Private Party and Santana and Ortiz had a great match. I can't knock it. Not at all. So after we had the rundown, we get to our main event, Darby Allin versus Jon Moxley for the AEW title. And I really did believe that Darby Allin was going to win after some crazy shenanigans happened in the match. Because I was like, oh, I bought in on this match. And then, John did what John does. But you know what I liked about it, though, was that John legitimately, it looked like John just felt bad throughout the whole match. Like, at the very beginning, like, obviously he got upset. He was trying to tell him, like, knock it off, and he was trying to, like, hey, I'm just going to put you down. I'm a fan of yours. And then, like, eventually, like, he was just like, I got to ask for forgiveness, man, as he, like, hit the paradigm shift on Darby Allin, man, for the win. So I thought the match was good all around. I'm going to get you guys' opinion on it. Damian, what'd you think?
Why does he always have to bleed?
I don't know.
Why? Like,
he bleeds like a flare.
It's like
All right, so I enjoyed surprisingly, I enjoyed the match. Actually, I didn't think I was. I'm not a big Darby Allin fan. I kind of feel like he reminds me of somebody that we wrestle with, and I can only like one of those in my lifetime. So it's like I don't know. I just can't fuck with him like that. Like it's a bit much for me. It's all in all, it was a solid, good match. Everything played beautifully. MJF coming out, it was good. It was good.
JJ,
I
what's your
enjoyed
thoughts?
it.
The storytelling was good. It was good. The match was good. My only issue, I had one issue that made me highly upset. When he had the lock-in and he was passed out, he let go and then he did a what is it? I can't think off the top of my head.
The rear naked choke?
Gay ass shit.
No, after he did the choke, he
he
did that little move. I forgot what it's called. And it's on the tip of my tongue, but he did the move, dropped him on his head. I was like, okay, it's over. That's the finish. He kicks out.
No, you're right. It should have ended. That should have been the end. It
That's
happens a lot
stupid.
in his matches. But have you noticed it happens a lot in his matches? Like, there's a part where it should be the finish.
Damien's having connection issues.
But
yeah, so maybe I'm having connection issues.
Oh, you still there?
Yeah.
Yeah, but yeah, he's passed out. But except Moxley just let go because he's like, all right, I'm just gonna end it instead of the referee ending it. You're knocked out and you get dropped on your head. Logical sense is you're done. No mas, no more. That was so stupid and it infuriated me because that doesn't make sense. And my brother, he was like, you gotta understand, this is basically a glorified indie show. I don't care.
There's no excuse.
That's stupid. That's just like when Brody Lee went through the entrance with the paradigm shift. He went through the entrance, and then that should be the finish.
Should have been, but
it wasn't.
It wasn't. So paradigm shift.
It
1, 2, 3,
it.
and then match ended. So
it ruined it.
It did. That was like I enjoyed it up until like that part where it should have ended a lot sooner.
So one of our fans wants to write in and say, I don't really like Damien because Darby Allin is the man. Just want to put that out there.
Well, then guess what? They can not like me. Don't give a fuck.
Well,
be like Trent and tell your mama.
So overall, I thought the show was pretty good, but my problem really was with the lack of women's showcase on the show. So for me, right. I think the show 3.75, 3 3/4. So how do you guys feel? What's your rate on it?
It gets a fucking 2. Like I took a crap. Dude.
You know what, Damien? I'm gonna give it a 2.5. There's just certain stuff that's just like, really? That's stupid. Use your common sense.
And I enjoy it to be ended. But
when out Darby, I'm like, okay, he's disease. I mean, I know it's Razzles, whatever. But like, yeah,
they needed to get what they needed to do was get a room after that. That was a bit much. It was like, isn't Darby underage?
He looks it. So anyway, man, that's Dynamite kind of wrapped up for us, man. So, guys, don't forget, go on prowrestlingtees.com/3count podcast. Pick yourself out one of our new T-shirts, whether you want to get the OG or you want to go out and get yourself the classic 3count or even the catchphrase, and then put in the promo code summertime. Get 20% off of all of merch. And then follow us on Twitter at the 3count_pod, as well as TikTok. Actually, that's the thing now that we have. You guys can follow us on Instagram at the 3count pod. And then you guys can actually go onto our Patreon page at patreon.com/3count pod. And subscribe there. We're going to start having all of our interviews will be posted there. All of our shows are going to be posted there, as well as all the audio content as well. You guys can get out all that ad-free. So, for the Red Dog, for the Supervillain, for the Napster, I am Clifford Miller, and this has been our review and the 3count podcast, and check out the next episode. So be there or be somewhere else.
Hey guys, it's the host of the 3count, Chaz Evans here. Make sure to let you know that I don't run shit, I don't do shit, I just talk shit. And make sure you subscribe to our podcast. What else did you do? You should also follow us on all social medias. That's the Facebook at 3count podcast, the Instagram at 3count pod, and the Twitter at 3count_pod. Also, if you like us a lot, you should definitely buy a t-shirt at prowrestlingtees.com/3countpod, and that's the number 3. Don't be an idiot and type in THREE, because you're not going to find anything. So make sure you follow us at 3countpod or 3count_pod on Twitter and buy a shirt. Be there or be somewhere else.